Hey guys, today's Xiao's story trailer was just uploaded by the Genshin official channel, but that's not what this video is for. MiHoYo has also released details regarding Xiao's skills, and that's what we're gonna discuss in this video. So he's pronounced Xiao in Mandarin, but I'm gonna call him Xiao, just because I guess more people see him like that. So on the official MiHoYo website, we have Xiao's description over here, and interestingly enough, they labeled him as a burst damage dealer. You would have thought that he was meant to be a carry, and I'll discuss more about that when we get into his skills. So let's take a look at his normal attacks. From what it looks like, it is not the same as Xiangling or Zhongli's, where they actually do a lot of hits at once. Instead, it's more like slashes, and there's a slam at the end to stagger and knock back enemies. Next is his charge attack, which makes this sort of claw uppercut, which you can see over here. This part, yep. Now if you know Xiao from his beta, his original charge attack was to actually plunge. But that was because he was the only character that could do plunge attacks. Now that everyone can do it, they changed his charge attack into what you see now. This charge attack is also quite interesting because it actually knocks up enemies into the air. If you saw the 1.3 livestream where they did show off this charge attack, I can see this having a lot of combo potential with the rest of his skills, like jump elemental skill into plunge, I guess. And speaking of elemental skill, let's look at his E. Lemniscatic wind cycling. Wow, I'm surprised I managed to pronounce that. It is basically a dash that does damage and it can be used while in the air. You also have 2 stacks, but this can increase to 3 with Constellation 1. The skill will be his bread and butter during C6, and if you've seen his C6 you would know why. But anything below that, it will likely be used more for energy regen. As you can see, gives 3 energy particles at once on hit, and to animation cancel out of his plunge, for example. Due to the plunge nerf having slower recovery, you can use E to recover out of that faster. Also, it looks pretty cool when you just see Xiao zooming around doing autos and plunges. Lastly, we have his elemental burst, Bane of all evil. Oh boy, this is the Xiao skill. What it does is that it gives him a bunch of buffs during his ult. It increases his jump height and plunge damage. That's why Xiao's main source of damage is seen as a spamming plunge attack during his ult. It converts his attack damage into anemo damage, and it cannot be affected by any other infused skills like Bennett C6 and Chong E. However, there are downsides to this skill, and that is that Xiao loses HP while the ult is active every second, and the ult effects, and the moment you swap out Xiao. So you can really see a few problems. Now from this demo over here, I can't 100% confirm, but is Xiao doing 2 instances of damage from his plunge? You can see right here there are 4 numbers appearing when there are only 3 hilichos, as you can see right here. Now my guess here is that the middle hilicho is taking 2 instances of damage from his plunge. One from the initial plunge and one from the plunge spikes that come out from his out AoE enhancement, those spikes. However, if that's the case, shouldn't the right hilicho also take 2 instances of damage? Unless his plunge range is like -5 or something. Anyways, we can find that out on release day. So, after seeing all this, what do I think of Xiao? I'm gonna say this straight. Xiao, in my opinion, will be the coolest disappointment in Genshin. Now what do I mean by that? Xiao by himself is in no way a bad unit in terms of stats based on what I saw. The main problem is how Xiao fits in teams. He's very obviously a selfish character, like Razor for example. This means that the rest of your team will not be on the field often to do their damage. Speaking of Razor, he also has something else similar, and that is not being able to gain energy from his elemental skill during his ult. And if Xiao's out energy cost is, from what I saw, it's 70. That's quite high. There is going to be a out uptime issue. So, what does this mean? He needs supports to charge up his ult. And now you start to see the contradiction with my first point that he is selfish. So how do you fix this energy issue? C1 and C2 are there for that reason. C1 especially is a big boost for Xiao, giving him 1 more extra E, which is 3 more extra particles. But what if I can only get C0? What units can I support Xiao with? You have 3 Anemo batteries for Xiao, Venti, Jean and Sucrose. Jean fulfilling the healer role, Xiao needs as well, so Jean is most likely the best Anemo unit to use with Xiao. Kinda. But here's the problem with Venti or Jean, is that they gain a lot of energy over time, not at once. It's because they have very short cooldowns on their elemental skills, which is why they're so good at generating energy. And if you have Venti and Jean together, you kinda don't need Xiao since everything just dies at that point. And Sucrose can give a big amount of energy to Xiao at once. However, Sucrose's main selling point is that she gives elemental mastery to the team, and for Xiao, who is a Nemo character, that's gonna be quite useless. We also have the off-field supports, Fischl, Xingqiu, Xiangling, Albedo. I can't think of any more, but you can't really get any useful reactions out of this few supports with Xiao, since you're either slow or you won't even cause a reaction with Albedo. You will not be running the 4-piece Viridescent Venera, so the resistance shred is not there and it won't help your supports do more damage. I could see something like a Xiao support, but that's meme territory. We won't get there. Speaking of which, because of Xiao being a Nemo, he has a severe disadvantage in the elemental reaction department. At least Razor can still benefit off Superconduct. The only Anemo damage buffs in the game at the moment is C4 Venti and C4 Jean. The Mao. Good luck getting that for Xiao. You could also wait for Zhongli's buffs to get him. If you have him, he's probably your cheapest alternative to pair with Xiao. So, Zhongers, be happy. So, to sum it all up, Xiao will struggle because he has energy recharge issues, he's selfish, and his Anemo as a carry role. No wonder MiHoYo put him as a burst damage dealer. Maybe that's what we should build him as? It will be kind of awkward though, considering you need to build teams around him in the first place. But as of now, I would consider C0 Xiao slightly weaker than Tartaglia. C6 Xiao, however, is obviously broken, so let's not talk about that. That's for the whales to say Xiao is OP and changes everything. So why do I call him the coolest disappointment? Well, the man's animations look sick and his gameplay looks fun as hell. I'm pretty sure even after knowing about Xiao's problems, most of you would still be rolling for him anyways. Heck, I'm still gonna roll for him. Maybe even C1, and I want him just because of his Japanese voice actor. Speaking of which, I have an important announcement for you guys. I will be doing a stream to roll for Xiao on release date, where I spent about $200-300 rolling for him. Yes, on the 3rd of February, GMT plus 8 in my time, of whenever Xiao is released. I will be doing a rolling stream as well as playtest for him a bit. Oh yeah, in this Asia server. So I hope you guys can join in the stream and let's have fun together. In the end, whether or not Xiao is good or bad, this is a PvE game. Get the units you like. Don't let me decide whether you should roll for Xiao or not. Or if people say he's bad, people say he's broken, doesn't mean you have to roll or don't roll for him. Just if you like him, go for it. So if you guys enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like and comment down below. Are you excited for Xiao? Because I am. Also, if you guys would subscribe to the channel, that would also be very nice, so I can make more videos like these. That is all for this video. Bye bye.